Nigerian agency withdraws case against Senator Ifeanyi days after defecting to ruling All Progressive Congress. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. Although Uba was not present in court, the presiding judge, Justice Nicholas Onwibo, according to Channels TV report, struck out the charge. Now, these are the issues. You commit a crime, you go into a particular party. Your sins are wiped away. Meanwhile, a commoner who is not a politician commits the same crime, and the person is given, as in, you allow the law play its part. These are the issues. The news in detail. A federal high court in Lagos on Wednesday struck out a charge brought by the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, against Senator Ifeanyi and his company, Capital Oil and Gas Limited, over an alleged 135 billion naira debt. Although Uba was not present in court, the presiding judge, Justice Nicholas Onwibo, according to a Channels television report, struck out the charge. The decision of the court followed an oral application by the counsel for AMCON, Oluwaseun Onabowo, who sought the withdrawal of a suit. Striking out the charge comes barely 6 days after Senator Uba, who represents Anambra South, announced his defection to the ruling All Progressive Congress from the Young Progressive Party. The announcement of his defection was conveyed in a letter directed to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and publicly read in the Senate chamber last Thursday. Uba said his reason for switching parties was due to the insurmountable disagreement within the party. Uba said, "I am willing to formally notify and inform the distinguished Senate President and our colleagues of irreconcilable differences between me and the leadership of my party. I therefore resolve to move from the Young Progressive Party, YPP, to the most important party in Africa, the All Progressive Congress. After careful consideration and due consultations, the members of my community, my constituents, and critical stakeholders of Anambra State. Meanwhile, there are divergent opinions on his defection to the All Progressive Congress. Some people have opined that it is because of his governorship ambition in Anambra State, while some others have noted that he defected to enjoy a soft landing regarding his case pending before a Lagos High Court. At the last sitting of a court on June 13th, the court directed that criminal summons be issued to Senator Uba and his company, Capital Oil and Gas Limited. The court gave the directive in the criminal prosecution of a senator by the federal government of Nigeria on 8-count bordering on his alleged indebtedness to AMCON. But at the proceedings on Wednesday, 6 days after Uba defected to the All Progressive Congress, the counsel for AMCON informed the court that following a consent judgment reached in a sister case which was before the Federal Capital Territory Court in Abuja, parties had agreed that the case against the senator should be withdrawn in Lagos. The counsel subsequently urged the court to strike out the charge filed against the defendants. The counsel for the defendant, Mrs. Ifeoma Esum, also confirmed to the court that agreement had been reached with the complainant. In its ruling, Justice Onwibo struck out the charge. AMCON had in its charge alleged that Uba and his company, Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, conspired to make false claims in relation to the actual values of certain assets transferred to AMCON under a consent judgment he and his company made with AMCON. The defendants were also accused of obstructing AMCON in the realization of part of his outstanding debt of 135 billion naira by frustrating the sale of a property on Banana Island, Lagos. The charge, as stated in the amended charge, reads, "Thank you, Ifeanyi and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited. Sometimes between 2012 and 2018 in Nigeria and within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, conspired together in making claims in relation to the actual values of certain assets transferred to Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, over the consent judgment delivered in suit number FHC LCS 714-2012, AMCON versus Capital Oil and Gas Industry Limited, and Mr. Ifeanyi Patrick Uba on the first day of July 2013 in partial payment of the indebtedness of Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited with a view to defeating the realization of a said judgment debt of Capital Oil and Gas Industry Limited to AMCON, then standing in the sum of 135 billion naira, contrary to Section 54 1A and D of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Act 2010 as amended and punishable under the same section of the Act. That you, Ifeanyi Patrick Uba and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, sometimes between 2012 and 2018 in Nigeria, and within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, being guarantor and debtor respectively, negligently, willfully, or recklessly made a statement or gave information knowing it to be false in relation to the actual values of the asset transferred to AMCON under the consent judgment delivered in suite number FHL CS 714-2012, AMCON versus Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, and Mr. Ifeanyi Patrick Uba on the first day of July 2013 in partial satisfaction of the outstanding loan of 135 billion naira owed to AMCON contrary to Section 54(2) of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Act 2010 as amended and punishable under the same section of the Act. That you, Ifeanyi Patrick Uba and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, sometimes between 2012 and 2018 in Nigeria and within jurisdiction of this Honorable, did obstruct the implementation of the provisions of the AMCON Act vis-a-vis the realization of part of your outstanding debt of 135 billion naira by frustrating the sale of a landed property at Banana Island to Day Spring Development Company Limited, which property you would transfer to AMCON by virtue of consent judgment delivered by this Honorable Court on the first day of July 2013 in suite number FHC CS 714-2012 AMCON versus Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited and Mr. Ifeanyi Patrick Uba, and which act is contrary to Section 5 of the Asset Management Corporation in Nigeria Act 2010 as amended and punishable under the same section of the Act. That Ifeanyi Patrick Uba and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, sometimes between 2018 and 2019 in Nigeria and within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, did fraudulently convert the loan given to Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, the company, and the proceeds derived there from under a direction the same be invested in the company's business to funding campaign for the election of you, Ifeanyi Patrick Uba, into the Anambra South Senatorial District seat of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2018 to 2019, and which act is contrary to Section 383(2) and punishable under Section 390 of the Criminal Code Act, CAP C38 of the laws of the Federation of Nigeria. All this plenty English, what it does it boil down to? That if you enter APC or if you defect to APC or cross carpet to APC, your sins will be blotted out. This is in every level wrong. Very wrong. What happens to the rule of law? What happens to the law is as in nobody is above the law. You see these APC people, you don't reach time when they go past. Even the PDP, in fact, anybody that is not going to be following the law should not be allowed to go anywhere near any position. Because of course, if you cannot follow the law when you are not even on that position, how sure are we that if you go there, you're going to do the right thing? All right, on this note, you've come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come here next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.